take my white color here, just a tiny bit brown, very less, little by little. I prefer to add to see these changes. I don't want to add a lots of brown to see a lot of huge change. For this part, I would like to make some color that match with this section. If we divide our background into 4 different parts, one part is really light brown, the other is mid-tone, a little bit darker brown. Divide into the bottom part, it's here dark mixture of these 3 colors and a little bit bluey here. So I think this is good for this part. Little by little, you can add and see you're happy with the color that you make or not. I think I'm okay with it. So I keep it aside. I need to mix something for this part, a little bit darker than this. Again, I back to my white. This time it should be darker than this, so more brown we need. The same color that we mix and make this one, but a little bit more brown, make it darker. Again, more. I think it's okay. It's a nice transition between these two, because here is a really nice transition we see. And I know that here is a little bit dark. It's okay. When we add this one, we can use pure brown on top and fade both together. And move on for this part, which is a little bluey tone. So again, we need brown, we need blue, cobalt blue mixed together. This is so dark, we cannot see what happened for that. So we need white color to bring and see the changes. Okay, that's perfect. It's moved toward grayish, but still this one is lighter. Again, back to the white and add more white into that. So more brown, blue, even more blue. I know this is really dark. Just to make sure not move toward browny or bluey, I prefer to add a tiny bit black, very less black. Add in it and make sure that it's completely moved toward darkness. From one side of our background, I can start from here. Always better to start with the light color. Take heavy paint and start adding this heavy paint on your surface. After you adding the color to the surface, you can see it's really dark or not, because in acrylic, when you pre-mix the color, you see here, when you bring it to the surface, your color is start to get darker. Even after it start to completely get dry, again, back more dark. So if you like it, would be great. Even if you're not happy with the color that you make, a little bit white, bring it here and try to spread everywhere. And it's already, you can help your paint move toward lightness more. Not much, because we add those tiny bit circular shape on top, and already we move toward the light color. When it's wet, this is a good time to move on another color. I don't want to waste the time. I don't want to let it dry. So move on for the second color that we make to let it mix into each other. You see here, when I add the dark beside the light, the line create. If I want this line disappear, I need to move on with the dark toward the light and from the light toward the dark. And this happens when both color be wet. When one of them is get dry, we cannot do blend together. Now very gently, they blend into each other and I reached the nice result. Lovely transition. And I need just a bit more dark for this side. Take pure brown here. Already the second color is wet, so my brown can move into that and give me beautiful transition. It's already get darker, but with no edges. Again, you can repeat it until you feel happy with it. A wet brush we need to bring. So in a smaller size, I add the water into my brush, bring white color, diluted whole my brush into the white. This is the white color. Turn your hair off the brush to completely cover it. And so smoothly, we can add a circle here. It should be so watery. If it has a pigment, it doesn't fade anymore. And then you can make it blend. Even you can add another drop of water here. Diluted your brush into the water. Very less paint, more water. And the background should be dry. Then very gently try to make a circle, small, big, everywhere in your background. So light and fade. Because it's just less paint, more water, and we can control the amount of water by touching the napkin. And then it depends on you how much big or small you would like to make this circle. It's better to have both sides, small and big, beside each other, more interesting. For the small and narrow one, we can just use the brown. That's okay to go with the brown. The other, which is a little darker, we can go mix brown with black. And actually, one point, it depends on the brown that you have. When you move it toward the bottom, it's always a little bit thicker. When you move up, it's more narrow. So start from here, move my brush and bring it up to draw this narrow line. If, because I want to have my camera on top of my head and I would like to be visible for you, I cannot use mouse stick on my hand. But if you work in front of the easel, there is something, this is mouse stick. You can have this one. Put your hand on here and easily draw the line. And it's helpful not to shake your hand or something. This is so helpful. So I am happy with this. It's a little bit light and dark here it has. I can back and color it. The other main is start from here. A little bit of space in between, and then I can bring it up. Try to be gently and narrow line. Use the dark line here. If I add the white color on top, it can cover it more easy than cover the black one. But for the black part, you can add the black on top of the brown, nothing happened. So I recommend to go with the lighter tone for drawing. The size is small. If I imagine, I would like to place it here on this part of my surface. If still I have some branch here under it, would be okay. I add a color of bird here. So I imagine this is the place of head, and this is the body should be placed, because here is just for the foot. So head is, this is all the length of my bird. Head is circly. Very gently I try to shape it. And this is another part, the darkness of neck. And now here is wing. I don't pay attention to the line that I have, would be okay. I go through the line, draw the bird here on top. And this is the wing part. Now we have a nice tail. This is long and liney. Now after drawing, I have an idea where should be placed the bird. We can go through the accurate paint, like black and white. So I'm okay with it. I start with the white color first, and because the white, it should be light, and it's not easy to bring it on top of black. So I clean my brush, which is small and pointy. Start with the pure white color. Let me bring in my palette here. Start with a pure white color. And I know it should be dry. Immediately get dry. You can color it on top of the brownie color on here. And it's already have a tone inside the body. It's okay. If always better to have layers in our painting. It's more professional. And when it's happened like that, so you can take heavy paint, heavy white color, and try to cover it. Even you can make some texture if you like, would be great. And bring it in here. I try to be gently when I touch this tone here, edges. And when we move on close to the wing, it's better to go with this color, a little bit creamy brownie, not just all with the white color. Another tone, it's lovely and interesting. It's okay to bring one or two brush stroke, or even a little bit brown, just tiny bit brown. So I cover it by pure white. For the wing, it's covered by black and white mixed together. So we can start black color to cover the top of the head first. It's already brown, that's fine, it's dark. We can take some pure black, add a tone on top, even for the tip, and then on the neck, some black. It's interesting to have, and even you can cover all the wing with the black too. And even one side of the wing, it's completely black. Sorry, the tail actually, I mean. It's here, it's just the black. And now I don't want to let it dry. For the wing, I would like to clean my brush by just a rag or napkin. I move on with a white color. From this part of the wing, just one or two lines would be interesting to have, and fade it into the black color. Like that. It's already dark, but just one or two narrow line, interesting to bring it. And then this side of the wing is, sorry, the tail is still white as well. Now a tiny bit white, it's okay to bring on top of the lip, a small one, interesting. And with the black, I would like to make the eye a little bit, bring it here into the white part to show this is the eye. The other is the side. Let's turn around the branch. Here and there. So I go with a pure white with a round brush. And I try to go with, to make this blossom shape like that. I add pure white color here. Flat surface with this heavy paint, but it's worth it because when you touch it, you can feel it. It's lovely, actually. You can make it and shape it bigger, fat, or make it small. Just like that. So we can move on and add more and more on top.